Bhagwan Ji visits to different shrines. Bhagwan Ji was known as a living personification of God in his lifetime. As mentioned, Bhagwan Ji never left the Kashmir valley, but used to have brief stays or, sometimes, longer halts at the various shrines in the valley. A list of the shrines frequented by him and some interesting events connected with them are as Zeeshta-Bhagawati Shrine, Haari Parbat. This shrine is situated on a hillock in the north of the city of Srinagar. Bhagwan Ji went to this shrine, sometimes early in the morning and sometimes late in the afternoon. Sometimes he spent nights there. Bhagwan Ji once asked a devotee to accompany him to Haari Parbat. The devotee agreed on the condition that he should get a darshan of Zeeshta-Bhagawati. Bhagwan Ji agreed. While he and the devotee were sitting at Devyangan area around Haari Parbat in a hut, a very young and beautiful girl came and sat on the lap of the devotee, who was charmed and forgot about having the Devi's darshan. He fed to her some sweets, purchased previously at Bhagwan Ji's command. As soon as the girl got up to go, Bhagwan Ji beckoned to him to follow her, but the devotee was puzzled, as the girl had disappeared suddenly. The devotee had got the Devi's darshan according to his spiritual state at that time. Probably, he could not have stood the sight of the transcendental form of the Divine Mother, and so got her darshan in the human form. Another incident, when almond trees were in full bloom, a group of devotees sitting in front of Bhagwan Ji requested him to go with them to Haari Parbat, which is surrounded by almond orchards. The party of 9 including Bhagwan Ji left for Haari Parbat at about 12 noon. They entered the shrine through the exit gate of Kaathe Darwaza, is the main entrance gate of the famous monument Haari Parbat Fort, and proceeded to the Pokhribal temple, inside which is a holy spring. As soon as they opened the small outer wicket gate, they saw a small girl of about 5 years, alone, playing with the fallen chinar leaves with a stick. They entered the inner gate and sat on a wooden platform inside the shrine premises. Bhagwan Ji asked one of his devotees to get the small girl inside the shrine. As soon as he brought her, Bhagwan Ji made her sit on his lap and fed to her naderimunjas, a fried preparation made from lotus roots and rice flour, which he had asked a man, while they had been far away from the shrine, to fetch from a confectioner's shop at Devyangan. After feeding her, Bhagwan Ji asked devotee to escort her back. Moved fast after coming out of the inner gate and disappeared. Devotee came back. As the group came out of Kaathe Darwaza, the devotee said to Bhagwan Ji banteringly, "Have you shown me the darshan of the Devi?" Bhagwan Ji said, "Did you not see the Devi, whom you called to sit with us? Was she not fed, Nadermunjas, by me, and did you not escort her back, at my bidding?" The devotee understood the position and fell down in a swoon. With difficulty, he was almost dragged home by the party. Khirbhavaani Shrine, Tulamula. This place is situated about 16 miles north of Srinagar. For several years, Bhagwan Ji would spend 3 or 4 months at this shrine. He would occupy a hut in the areas of the shrine, start his dhuni, sacred fire, and sit in deep contemplation. He would very rarely go to the holy spring to offer worship, but generally kept sitting in his hut smoking his chillum, a small pipe used for smoking, offering oblations into his dhuni off and on, and sometimes cooking his own food and feeding others also. People flocked. round him, but he was completely absorbed in deep contemplation. A pious devotee of Rajna Bhagwati, who used to have the Devi's vision, was wonderstruck to notice Bhagwan Ji's behavior in not going to the holy spring for worship. Soon after, the devotee saw, in a trance, Rajna Bhagwati sitting on a resplendent throne and Bhagwan Ji sitting nearby with his chillum. Jwaalaa-Mukhi Shrine, Khrew. The shrine is situated about 16 miles southeast of Srinagar. There is a temple on a hillock, at the foot of which is a large spring in which the pilgrims bathe before going up to the temple. In his early life, Bhagwan Ji used to visit the shrine for 3 or 4 days every year. Once, during the period 1937 to 1947, he visited the shrine along with his elder sister and some devotees. At the meal time, he asked about 50 people to sit for meals. His sister was alarmed as the cooking vessel contained cooked rice sufficient for 5 to 7 people only. How could such a large number of people be fed? But he told her to keep the dekchi, the rice cooking vessel, covered. After she had taken cooked rice out of it on each occasion, to the amazement of all, the vessel supplied cooked rice for all the 50 invitees, and still there was a surplus of a little quantity. The Bhadra-Kaali Shrine. Bhagwan Ji went to Bhadra-Kaali, a shrine in a forest in the Handwara Tehsil about 55 miles to the north of Srinagar. He started his dhuni in a pen piece of land below the shrine. He asked all his devotees except his sister and Swami Amritananda to go back, telling them that they would otherwise be blown away by the gusts of wind, meaning the waves of spiritual disturbance, blowing from the north, i.e., the Tibet side. Soon after, the Chinese invasion followed. Tushkaraja Bhairava Shrine, Narsingh. Bhagwan Ji would stay at this shrine for 2 or 3 days every year. This place has been an abode of great saints and, as such, is hallowed. He liked this place very much and said that this was a place where a spiritual aspirant should lie. Probably, it has suitable vibrations for spiritual development. The Amarnath Shrine. During the year 1946 AD, Bhagwan Ji went on a pilgrimage to Sri Amarnath Ji cave along with a number of devotees and his elder sister, 13 people in all. The party left by bus for Pahalgam, a famous health resort, from where ponies were engaged to carry the party along the mountain track to the sacred cave. But Bhagwan Ji did not ride the pony allotted to him at all. He forbade his sister also to ride a pony, but she disobeyed and fell off after only a little distance. Subsequently, she, too, proceeded to the cave and back on foot. On the day of the darshan, the party had a dip in the ice-cold water of the Amravati and proceeded up the stairs towards the holy cave. 3 of them, Bhagwan Ji, Shri Bhola Nath and Mrs. Prabhavati Handu, did not go up, but stood below the stairs at Bhagwan Ji's behest. Bhagwan Ji took the customary coconut offering to Lord Shiva in his right hand, withdrawing the hand inside his faran Kashmiri dress. He put the coconut near his left armpit, pressing it in place with the arm. He was steadily gazing towards the icy lingam in the holy cave. Shri Bhola Nath asked his daughter, Mrs. Prabhavati Handu, to look in the direction in which Bhagwan Ji was looking. She could see above the icy lingam and just below the ceiling of the cave on a shelf-like formation, 3 heads. Were they those of Lord Shiva, the Divine Mother Parvati and Lord Ganesha? When Bhagwan Ji pressed the left hand out through the fairen sleeve, there was no indication of the coconut still being in the armpit. To be continued in next video.